Welcome back to another segment of Night City Vibes. Now, when I originally put this video together, it was a scathing indictment of a player in the X-Reeve. After uh, going back and forth with him in his comment section of a video that he created calling the problem with COD being casual players, I realized one, the guy hadn't played the game. He, by his own words, have only played the game for 25 hours. And then he was comparing his experience in NW3 to his experience in Black Ops 6. What I'm starting to realize is all these complainers are actually just in balanced lobbies. They're comparing past KDs to the KD they have in Black Ops 6 and saying, based on that, there's some kind of magic going on. Well, really what is happening is that these lobbies are much more balanced. Other Call of Duty players have shown that most of these games end within 1 or 2 kills. That means that these lobbies are really balanced. I think it's a false equivalency to extrapolate from MW3 experiences and then bring that forward and expect that same experience in Black Ops 6. There may be a mechanic that we're not aware of where these matches are much more well balanced. Of course, there are people in there two-boxing and trying to get into lobbies that they shouldn't be in, and they're having these absurd games, but also notice that these games are very rare, and that person is immediately pulled out of that lobby and placed into a lobby where they should be in. The expectation, what I'm getting from Black Ops 6 and the developers of this game, is that there's an emphasis on balance. And I think KD may be a poor way to extrapolate how good you are at this game. I think you could have 2 lobbies. You have player A and you have player B. They are both good within the lobbies they live in, right? You have a casual player and then you have an above average player who's a mid prestige. They both have KDs of 1. The player B, who's casual, just learning to play the game, isn't thinking that his lobby is sweaty. He's just learning the game. But then you have player A, who has been playing Call of Duty for years. He extrapolates his experience from Cold War and Modern Warfare 3 and Black Ops 3. And his expectation is that his KD should be around 2 or 3, but his KD is 1. And he's thinking that he's in a sweaty lobby, but he's just in a balanced lobby for his skill set. And I think this is where the conflict is, because people are extrapolating their experiences from past games and expecting that experience to be equal to what's happening in Black Ops 6. But again, other Call of Duty players have already pointed out that a lot of these games within 1 or 2 kills. So if the kills in the game to win it is 1 or 2, how do you have an expectation to have a gross KD? You're likely going to have a KD of 1, maybe 1.5. Sometimes you might have a game with 2, but if you take the averages of all your games, it's probably going to be 1 or below 1. And I think that is what they're going with Black Ops 6. This is just a theory of mine, because after looking at all of the wine that's going on with gamers on YouTube, there's a lot of whining. You know, a lot of guys complaining that they have to be in lobbies with people who is equal as them. And I think that's crazy to complain about being in a space with people who are as good as you in the game. But after listening to X-Reeve, which I was going to do a scathing indictment of, he's only played the game for 25 hours. So there's no way he's in a sweaty lobby. It's just not possible. So that means he's in an average lobby, and he's extrapolating his experience, and he's listening to all these crazies on YouTube complain about these sweaty lobbies and thinking he's in a sweaty lobby. No, I don't think anybody's in a sweaty lobby. I think there are definitely lobbies where our skill sets are somehow extrapolated through different mechanics, through the KD, through other mechanics that we're not really aware of in Black Ops 6. And they acknowledge our skill set and they place us in a lobby with people who all have those same dynamics. And then when you're in that kind of lobby, you're not going to have a gross KD. You're going to have a very normal looking KD of 1. maybe 1.01. I think a lot of people, I thought it might be 2, but I've had games where I had 2, but if I took the average of all my games, I might have a KD of 1. And that makes sense because the lobbies are very, very balanced. And when you get to games where you can take advantage of certain mechanics, you know, certain play styles work in certain games, but the maps are so random and unique that one play style doesn't extrapolate to another map. So in one map where you're really good at taking advantage of certain kill strategies, that doesn't necessarily work in a different map. And so you take all those maps and you place them along the line and you look at your kill death ratio, it's probably 1. So that's my theory. I mean, my theory is literally this, that the game is just super balanced. There's nothing to complain about. It's just that you can't compare your experience with Modern Warfare 3 to Black Ops 6. It just doesn't work. But that's just a theory. With that said, like, share, and subscribe, and leave your comments in the comment section. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be upset. What the reality is, there's not a lot you can do because this game really seems to have been an emphasis placed on balance. Check you guys in the next one. Peace.